Joined by head coach Adam Hutchinson of Washington Lee University men's basketball. They were picked number 9 in this year's preseason poll. Coach, let's talk a little bit about what your team looks like right now in preseason practice, what you've seen from them so far, and what type of style you expect to play this season.
Okay. We're still trying to figure out style. We've kind of been in flux for the last couple of years. We were one thing 4 years ago. We've been a different thing for the last couple of years, and maybe we'll be making an adjustment here. But one of the things I've been really pleased with, and this goes back to last year, is the mental toughness. We had a stretch where things weren't going our way, injuries, all that kind of stuff, and it's easy to kind of let go of the rope when that happens, but our guys didn't. Last year we really kind of kept fighting. We turned a tough year, ended on a positive note, and we've taken the things that were required to do that last year and we've been applying them forward this year. So that's really been very enjoyable to be a part of. Effort level has been consistent. Focus can kind of go in and out a little bit depending on their class day and that kind of thing. But overall, it's been good. So we're better now than we were October 15th, and hopefully we're better tomorrow than we are today.
You touched on a subject that is kind of interesting, the being able to go from one season to the other and move it forward. Is that different for different teams from year to year?
Yes.
Is that one of the things that, what makes it interesting about coaching when you're able to do that from one season to the next?
Not all people take wins and losses as feedback. Some folks just focus on the feeling. You can carry things over if you take wins and losses as feedback. And so, we have really open-minded leadership among our seniors where, when you sit down and talk to them, you say, well, why did we win this game? Why did we lose this game? And they're able to, drill down to the whys and then say, okay, so let's work on fixing the things that cost us. Let's work on repeating the things that allowed us to win games. And it's not the easiest thing to do. You get in the off season and, guys can go live in fairy tale land where, they're LeBron James because there's no feedback during the off season. But our guys have been really good about let's fix our weaknesses, let's show up our strengths.
When we take a look at your roster coming into this season, you've got several players back from last year that are taking that feedback for you. One of them is Andrew Franz, who stands out as another all-around player. You've had several all-around players, good all-around players in the past years. What do you see from him this season and your other seniors and upperclassmen that are back?
I see greater maturity from Andrew. He's been a good player coming in, but you see guys grow up, and hopefully they're better decision makers as they get older. Hopefully they understand team concepts better as they get older. And Andrew's showing all the signs of making those jumps.
What do we see from new players coming this season? What are some new names we could hear come out of Lexington?
Well, we have some guys who have flown under the radar for various reasons, but have been with us for several years. Jim Etling and Patrick O'Connor. They health issues. Patrick playing behind older guys, and those are the guys when I'm talking about leadership who've really been carrying that forward for us. So their contributions to our team far exceed what the numbers might indicate. Andy Kleinlein started a ton of games for us last year, and a lot of times you get a freshman who starts and they're like, I'm starting, that's it, everything's good. Andy really took to heart the feedback we gave him in the offseason about what we want him to get better at. He came back this fall, improved in those areas. So there's, for us, it's more likely than not, it'll always be guys moving up the program as opposed to, oh, there's a new freshman coming in. That's just not the way our place works. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually a lot of fun seeing guys grow up and, overcome previous limitations.
When we take a look at the league as a whole over the last 5 years, 14 teams make it to the NCAA tournament. What do you see?
Over the last 5 years?
Over the last 5 years, 14 different teams have made it to the NCAA tournament. What do you see out of the conference this season?
I think we're, conference-wise, probably a little underrated. If I read the rankings right, is I think Macon the only one in the top 25? Or Virginia Wesleyan is in there, right? Okay. When I look, in the 12 years I've been here, Virginia Wesleyan has been the most consistent team in the league since I've been here. It seems like the names change, but the game and the results don't. So if they're not in the top 5 in the country, I think somebody's missing something. I think Eastern Mennonite, David Falk is a monster. Crump is very, very good. I think they're going to be a very good team. I think they were picked 3rd or 4th and I could easily see them being in the top 25 by the end of the season. I think Roanoke is on the way up. I think you always, anytime you underestimate Hampton Sydney, you do so at your peril. The team that surprised me nobody's talking about is Guilford. I thought their freshman class last year was phenomenal. And they got the big kid, and they got one of my former players, who I believe will be playing for them this year. So I think that, you know, Guilford is going to make some noise and potentially be in the top 25 before the year's over.
Coach, thank you for joining us today. Good luck this season.
All right, thank you.